Okay.
Yes, Annie, before I respond to the statement, whether to concentrate on the things that make us united or things that even divide us.
We're looking at whether it is a geographical expression, really, forgetting what the unity or not. Is it a geographical expression?
There is no geographical, there is a geographical demarcation everywhere all over the world. In America, in Ukraine, in all parts, even in other parts of Africa. So, but what I want to say is that if you look at the players that started whether politics or whatever in Nigeria, they all come from different geopolitical zones, and they all have their own role that they played. Just like Emmanuel raised when he was talking that those people there represented more of their region than the name Nigeria, and that is where this problem started. But I asked a question, just like I asked before. I said, now, if Nigeria was amalgamated in 1914, who were Nigerians that represented various groups of Nigeria? Because Dr. Nanda Azikiwe, if I'm right, was born sometime 1909 or thereabouts. 1904. Yeah. And between 1904 to 1914, I don't think he's up to 10 years or he's not up to 18 years as to say he was an adult. Amadou Bello, Tafawa Balewa, none of them was up to 18 years. So who were the Nigerians that represented Nigeria as at then that brought us to where we are today? Now, if you say geopolitical zone or geographical areas or whatever
expression,
I think that to some extent, these geographical zones are very important, and it's one of the things that are affecting Nigeria. Let me tell you, as a Nigerian born from Rivers State, there are more areas in Nigeria that I do not know than the areas I know that I have gone in Nigeria. Several areas I do not know. I don't even know how they are faring. So when you are trying to bring a country together, you need to look at the culture of the people. You need to look at the religion of the people. You need to look at every other thing, the tradition, everything, their way of life, before you think of bringing people together to say, come on, even the Bible, where I believe, I think also said that when you want to marry, try to marry from your people from within your own cultural base or whatever.
Then
it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. So if I should go now and marry somebody from the north, so to say, who is a Muslim, it will take me years to acclimatize with that person, and it will also take that person years for us to acclimatize and begin to speak one language as a family. But be that as it may, we are here as a Nigeria. The only thing we need to do now, for me, I don't believe in the statement that says that we should concentrate on those things that bring us together. Rather, we should concentrate on those things that make us to be disunited so that we can be united. And what are those things that I feel that make us to be disunited? Are those things that we are doing that is trying to deny people certain rights in the country that we call our own. By the time you solve those problems that are making people feel cheated, that are making people feel that there is no equity, by the time you resolve those issues, everybody will be happy. At least reasonable number of people will be happy, and you will have some level of peace and unity.
All right. What are your thoughts there? Let's come to Vivian.
Okay, General Abdul Salam talking about Nigeria is not a mere geographical expression. Well, Nigeria is a geographical region. I've lost touch with present reality. For instance, a man in his position talking about what binds us together and then consciously ignoring what is actually separating us as a matter of fact, like the issue of the division, everybody wanting to go their separate way because maybe some people are not being heard. For instance, the Niger Deltans will tell you that this thing comes from our region. Why are we the ones, bearing the brunt of everything that is going on in Nigeria? Like, I keep saying this, you come to Niger Delta, there is no specialist, government-owned specialist hospital for children. These things, a few years ago, I did a documentary, went to UPTH, the rate of skin cancer. And, these are things that are going on, and parents may not even realize what is going on with these kids. I know a lady who died last year or 2018 from cancer. These are things that shouldn't be happening. She applied to NDDC healthcare. She couldn't get a healthcare in the process. She died. These things are so heartbreaking when you begin to talk. These are people from Nigeria, and these are just my personal experience now, working in the field, documentary, and then knowing someone, and there are too many cases like this. Now, when he talks about what brings us together, talking about natural resources, I think that's a joke. We are talking about real issues here. We're talking about poor educational institutions, also have been on strike for a very long time. Nobody stopped. Private people who can afford private university, their kids are graduating, they are starting new sections through virtual study. But the major number of Nigerian students are at home. As we're still asking for the government to do the needful, nobody is talking about all this. We are talking about electricity hike. We're talking about fuel pump price increase. There are too many things going on in Nigeria today. Okay, I'm a lady, for instance. Let's say maybe I have someone, or I know someone, or I need to go for cervical cancer screening for it. Listen, where can you direct me, Annie, as a for it? These are the issues that
makes it a geographical expression or not?
No, these are some of the issues that we have faded. Like I said, these men, they are at the General Abdulsalam's clique. When they talk about these things, they like to talk from a place of where they are coming from, where they were comfortable, what they want to hear, what they think is. This is 2020. Our reality is different. So if you're talking about what brings us together, it's important not to pretend that there are so many things that is tearing us apart as a people. So if we're going to be in Nigeria, it's time for men like this to begin to address some of these issues and actually prefer solutions, and not just to pretend that these things doesn't exist. That's just what I think. So whether we think Nigeria is a mere geographical expression or we think Nigeria isn't, the issue is about Nigerians, those called Nigerians today. We have major issues facing us, and men like General Abdulsalam Abubakar should be the ones who should have a little conscience and consider the fact that as an old man they had a better Nigeria. Look at where we are today. I know there are issues facing the young. We are talking about Vision 2020. Some people said in 30, I think Dr. Sadu said in 30 years he may not be here anymore. So his last child would have been 45. His last child will be 45 by then. Some of us are turning 40, so some of us are in our 40s, some of us are in our late 30s and all that. Where are we today? What can we really talk about?
Some of us are just being born.
Okay, good. And they are being born here. And they are being born into the same environment. So it's important for men like this to begin to talk about the issues that are dividing us, and of course how we can get to
Vivian, we got your position on this. Let me get to Dr. Austin Sado.
Well, the invasion of Africa by the Europeans actually was for their business interest.
Yes.
And Nigeria became a protectorate of British government in 1901. So as at in the 1800s, it was purely what's this business?
Cocoa?
No. There's a business, Royal Niger Company, and they came as business, and government stepped in because of slavery, because of timber, because of oil. They came in, but by 1991, Nigeria was a protectorate. But it wasn't Nigeria.
Thank you.
It wasn't Nigeria. And before then, we were either Calamaris, Benis, Nupe, Yorubas, Igbos, Igalas. And relationship was strictly on economic relationship among these nation states.
Exactly.
And there was nothing like Nigeria. By 1914, the South and the North Protectorate came together under the governance of Lugard. From then till now, nothing has changed to determine or say that we have become a nation. So Nigeria is a mere geographic expression. In the sense that when you think about a nation, there are a few things you have to think about. As I mentioned earlier on, citizenship is central. Then you have to talk about justice. You have to talk about equity. You relate with the people, not on the basis of their ethnicity, but on the basis of humanity. So when you brought the North and the South together, for administrative convenience and for economic exploitation. It's not for the benefit of Nigeria. It is for the benefit of the British government. And we continue along that line and bequeath the governance to a group of people that have been so loyal to these colonial masters. There is none of these people who have passed through the corridor of power in this country that were not loyal to the British government. So when they become leaders, including Abubakar, when they become leaders, they are not leaders of Nigeria. They are surrogates of the British Empire.
Oh, stooges.
So they are working, and you see that in what they do. Every one of them, they go there, acquire properties, have houses, their children get integrated into those societies. The other day, we were celebrating a Nigerian who became the Minister of Defense or something in Canada. There was something. There was a Nigerian of Igbo extraction.
Yes.
Who just last month who became one of the
even in Germany there are
of course, and Nigeria celebrated it, which is what you said earlier on. When we do that, we are actually at the moment of maybe that's where we're not deeply involved. We're just being entertained. At the level of entertainment, we can do anything. Now, Nigerians were celebrating a Nigerian who is a public servant in Canada. But Nigerians are not going to be tolerant to a man from another state, even in the same ethnicity, becoming a public servant in another state. As close as the Igbo nation is, when we started balkanizing the country and we have states, those who were working in Enugu, who were from either Abia or Imo and vice versa, they were telling themselves, go back to your state. So it's a mere geographic expression. So you could see that the people that were all Igbos under the East Central State government, by the creation of state, they've become enemies already. And they're asking them, because people now want to have opportunity. If you looked at it and saw that the permanent secretaries in the ministry, they were mainly from Ohafia, for example. And you know Ohafia is now in Abia State. The man in Enugu State, who is from Onsoka, wants to be the next prime minister. What is going to be his What's going to be his agitation? People from Abia should go. The point he's making is not because people should go to Abia. No, is that I want to be the one to be permanent secretary, and many other persons will join them to talk about people from Abia, unknown to them that they are actually fighting for an individual who wants through ethnicity to be the permanent secretary. And when he becomes the permanent secretary, his village will have no benefit. His religion will have no benefit. But they will show us that. So at the national level, Abubakar and his like, they also exploit it to tell us that we are one nation. We will only be one when we build one. We have not built a nation. The mere geographic expression that Lugard and his concubine brought together, which they call Nigeria, is not going to survive under the practice we have today, because there is agitation everywhere. I mean, for a very long time now, I read something recently. I don't know if you have seen it, where they were talking about the labor minister Ngige.
Yeah.
And they were telling, it was a sarcastic letter thanking the president for appointing Ngige Minister of Labor. And they mentioned about 12 other things that Ngige attracted to Igbo land or to Anambra State. Every one of them is either is the in-law or the brother or the sister or one thing or the other. And they were thanking the president for that. So you could see how sarcastic it is. But the point I'm making is, the same thing is what we're talking about Buhari. We're talking about Buhari, and somebody, you ask yourself, it's not a mere geographic expression. Let me ask you a question. Between Calabar, Port Harcourt, Lagos, and Daura and Niger Republic, which is a more commercial viable rail line? Of course, we know. But when we make decisions, the man at the helm of affairs takes a decision because he is thinking of it's not, leaders are not thinking about Nigeria.
Okay, all right. We got the part. We got your expression on that. You know what I think though here, as much as I believe there are faulty grounds upon which Nigeria was thrown upon, or shall I say, birthed. Faulty lines that must be addressed. Failure to address it is nothing. We're not getting anywhere.
Fact.
I think that you must address those faulty lines. There existed the Northern group or ethnic group or whatever it is they did there, headed by Ahmadu Bello, Tafawa Balewa. Then we saw the Azikiwe had to, like Emmanuel said, I mean, once he realized that the Pan-African thing was not really working, or a Pan-Nigerian thing was not being adopted at that moment, he had to align with his own ethnic men. And he saw his kinsmen root around him too. And then we have the Eastern Bloc, and then we have the Southern Bloc or Western Bloc. I think that if we fail to realize what those lines at that moment means for present-day Nigeria in the year 2020, there will be no Vision 2050, really. We'll just be living in a fool's
But is
paradise.
there any?
Yeah, Emmanuel, there could be. There could be. At least they just had a committee sit down.
Yes.
So there could be.
There's a committee.
I think you'll be living in a fool's paradise to think anything can come out from that is achievable. But I also see that within the ugliness, there's sparks of beauty. And I think that was what Abubakar was also looking at. There's several sparks of beauty that I see that is possible. And that for many of us, it is that shedding of sense of responsibility that has allowed us to be what we are now. It's easy to blame everybody else. It's easy to blame the ethnic card and say, oh, it's the way we play along ethnic alignments that has caused this. Meanwhile, in our own homes, in our own regions, in our own places, in our own corners, we're still playing the same thing too. It was something that you just mentioned. Now, if you're blaming Buhari for that, you see Ngige doing the same, you probably come down and find ourselves doing that here. I mean, even here in the state, the governor is accused of always siding his Ikwere brothers over any other region. So, yeah. So, I mean, I think that as much as we want to see how ugly Nigeria is, we forget to look in the mirror and see that our ugliness is just us. That's who we are. And if we're seeking any change, any true change, that it starts with us. I don't know how it is difficult for us to understand that there is no government without the people. And if you're expecting that you have better from a government, the people themselves must also expect better and do better.
And I can tell you why it's difficult for me to understand.
Why? Tell me.
It's difficult for me to understand because no matter how I try, I can't drive the policy. As much as I want to think...
In your region, are you driving it?
Yes, I am.
Have you seen any change where you're driving it?
No. Even when you talk about region, I am not.
Why? When I say region, in that place where you can have effect.
In his group.
Yes.
Why you seen any difference? I mean, you're ASU chairman here.
Yeah.
So at least you have some powers there.
Yes.
So are you able to see any difference with what you're doing?
I mean, it's a trickle.
It's a microcosm of
It's a
Nigeria.
trickle.
It's as tiny as it is.
No.
Let's see that.
No, that's the problem.
No.
Annie, that's the problem.
That is not the problem.
No, it's the problem. Hold on.
You hold on. You hold on.
Okay.
You hold on.
Okay.
If you're not making changes with the small things, how do you expect the change to be with the bigger things?
That's so you want to listen to me now.
That's the question I'm asking.
Yeah, I'll
If
show
you
you.
care to
I'll
answer.
show you why. Why it is because by the policy, you have already reduced where I have that influence
That is central policy.
my ethnicity.
How? I don't understand.
In Uniport, for example, if you come there, it's either you're from River State or you're from Bayelsa State. The man who is from Edo State, or the man who is from Delta State, or the man who is from Kogi State, is called a minority. They don't become anything. So they don't even have opportunity. If you are not from River State,
That's
you
why I
cannot
said
be vice chancellor in the University of Port Harcourt.
Where you are heading ASU, as
Yes.
you are
Yes.
as ASU president,
Yes.
River State chapter.
Yes.
How are you able to influence some of these things within your system? That's all I want to know.
No, I am telling you that within this small system,
You can't even influence
No,
anything.
I can. What
Okay.
I can do is to make sure that I don't deal with the people I am leading on the basis of where they come from. But if you give me only people from this region to superintend over, I don't have a choice. If many of the people are merely from this, okay, and they are from this region, and there's no way you are going to test me. But how do I deal with the people? When do I deal with people on the basis of where they come from? No.
That's what I'm
wouldn't
saying.
do that.
And the people around you.
But it
do
just
they have
ends
an
there.
The people are. I don't think it ends there because
ends
everybody
there.
else carries away something from your leadership. Are they not taking anything away from your leadership? Are they
To
not
wh-
learning
to-
anything?
to where?
To wherever else they can also exert their own authority.
Annie, the leadership in this country
No.
has denied.
I have not taken away. I have not
well-meaning
taken
people-
away. I have not taken away the fact that leadership is as faulty can be.
Yes.
I've not taken away that.
There's a
I agree.
template.
I agree with you on that.
There's a
but I'm
template.
saying that there is also a place where the people need to fix themselves.
The people will fix themselves, but you
Not
cannot-
only when leadership has fixed
No,
themselves.
you
not
can
only
take a
when.
cue.
Honestly.
There's
Not,
a
that's what I'm saying,
document.
not only when.
Annie,
not only when
Annie, let me
leadership has
ask you a
fixed
question.
itself,
Let me ask you a
then
question.
you say we
Let
as
me
the
ask
people
you a
can start
question.
fixing ourselves.
There's been a cry in this country about the appointments in this country in the last 4 years. How people think is skewed. Is there anything that these people can be
No,
appointed?
but you can demand that the people who are there, hold on, the people who have been appointed do the right things for you.
We are demanding, but it's not working.
I don't see that demand.
The
How
John
do you say-
Torride-
how do
John
you-
Torride-
How are we making those demands? How?
We-
How?
If you are not, I am.
That is it. That's what I'm saying.
I
You're
am.
just making a demand here. Have you met your representative? Have you insisted? Have you marched there as a group? Have you gone there as a person? Have you said, well, we're demanding this? You must speak to leadership on our behalf on this.
Exactly, Annie. I have said
you
it.
done
I
any of
even
that?
said so. No. Listen, when you talk about representatives, I just gave the analogy here. These representatives are one. They are one and the same. It doesn't matter.
They are
They
where
are one and
they
the yes,
come
you will
from.
come in.
I
They're one
brought-
and the same.
I brought the
like
issue
Vivian
of,
said,
issue
like
of
Vivian
Ngige.
said, they are one and the same because we're not making the right demands on them. We're not.
And nothing is really going to change until we begin to really demand the
Chief
demands.
Loveday.
And you see, I think I align myself with Doctor in the sense that
I'll be shocked
Okay.
if you didn't.
yes, in the sense that
Taking over from
you see,
Doctor.
yes, the macro policies. Remember that we are discussing a nation, Nigeria. We are not discussing.
The nation is made up of peoples.
We are not discussing any regional group. We are discussing a nation, Nigeria.
Made up of peoples.
Made up of people, and these people are people looking up to the government. Whatever that is coming from the top touches to the ground. So the typical thing I wanted to say is that when Doc just a very simple example I wanted to give. For instance, in Uniport, they could say that for you to be admitted, just for example, you must have scored